Hey everybody, I hope you guys are healthy and safe. So I have here the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. So yeah, I actually purchased it from Xiaomi. So you guys know what I gotta do, right? I gotta take this phone out and about on a day in Hong Kong, like a day in the life. So let's start by keeping track of battery. So right now, the phone has 93% battery life at 3:27 p.m. This phone is relatively easy to use with one hand because of that taller, narrower aspect ratio. So I really like when I'm walking around crowded areas like right here, it helps that this phone is so easy to use with one hand. You know, if I'm holding a wider phone like an iPhone 12 Pro Max or like an S21 Ultra, it's a little bit scary to hold the phone with one hand while walking through this street. Because if someone bumps into me, then the phone's flying out of my hand. So because this is so narrow, I feel like I can grip it really easily. Alright, so today we're gonna go to the Tai Wai district of Hong Kong, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look up directions on how to get there first. Okay, this is where having a foldable phone comes into handy. I can now open up the device and check out the map on a larger screen. Okay, we're not in Tai Wai yet, we're still in Mongkok, but I thought this area is really cool to check out. So this is called Shanghai 618, and it's basically a tribute to not Shanghai the city, but Shanghai Street in Hong Kong. So you have a lot of maps of the street's history right here, and you can see in here it's built very. This is where you see the colonialism took place in Hong Kong. You have Christians coming here to teach Christianity. Okay, so the first thing we're going to test is the liquid lens of the Mi Mix Fold. So liquid lens is new technology built by Xiaomi that basically allows one sensor, one camera sensor, to do two things. So on the Mi Mix Fold, it is both a 3x telephoto zoom camera and also a macro camera. So as you can see, both lenses work fine. The 3x telephoto zoom lens look pretty sharp, and the macro lens is working pretty nice too. You can actually get really close to the textures of the wall. Back out the macro and you go into 3x zoom. You can actually zoom up to 30 times digital, but at 30 times zoom, it is not the best zoom quality. So let's check it out. We'll go up to 30 times. So yeah, 30 times zoom, it's not that great. It's bit to 10 times or under, you're getting a really respectable zoom lens. Okay, now you're watching footage shot with the ultra wide angle camera of the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. So the sound you're hearing is now coming from the built-in mic of the phone too. So this is just a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. So unfortunately, this is a downgrade from the ultra wide angle camera you get from the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. But as you can see right now, footage still turns out relatively sharp. Dynamic range should be pretty good, and stabilization should be okay. I just walked up some stairs. So you're still watching ultra wide angle footage shot with the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. Let's switch to the main camera. So you can zoom when you're in the middle of filming a video. So now we're main camera. You can zoom closer too. We can zoom with 2x, 3x. So 6x is the maximum zoom level when you're using video on the Mi Mix Fold. So this is still 6x. Let's back out to 1. Okay, so we are in this part of town called Tai Wai. It is a little bit out of city center again. I like to get out of city center if I can because Hong Kong is so damn crowded. I really like this part of Tai Wai because these are village houses that have been converted into businesses. So for example, let's go into ultra wide angle camera. So down here you have a Thai market, but then above it is people who live here. All right, here, this residence has been turned into an English tutoring center. Let's zoom in. So this is a 3X. Alright, so now I'm inside a coffee shop in Taiwan. I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and this is where the Mi Mix Fold and other folding phones come in very handy. Basically, I just have to build a foldable Bluetooth keyboard, set up my little rack. Now I have myself a mini workstation. Now, some of you guys may be asking, why not just bring a laptop or an iPad? Well, like I said, I don't have a set work schedule, so work can come in at any time, anywhere. So I don't want to have to lug around an iPad or a laptop at all times. Okay, let's check on the battery. So I started the day at 3:27 p.m. with 93% battery life. Right now it's 5:28 p.m., so almost exactly 2 hours later, and I'm at 74% battery. So that's a really easy number. So that means the phone dropped 19% battery in 2 hours of heavy use. You know, you saw me taking a lot of videos, navigating on a map, watching videos, all that. So that's good. So that means this battery, even on a heavy day out, will last me 10 hours, and that's heavy continual use. So under most normal usage, it will last 12, 14, 15 hours easily, at least so far from what I can tell. See, the Mi Mix Fold's 108 megapixel camera, because of that large image sensor size, has a relatively shallow depth of field. So that means when you're just taking normal 1x photos, you're still getting like a really creamy bokeh. Okay, this place is quite famous in Taiwan. They specialize in, this is called Cheng Fun in Cantonese. I think in English, the best way to describe it is like rice noodles. And they're really good. I grew up on these. I haven't tried this place though, but I know they're quite famous. And if you come here on a weekend, there's usually a long line, so I gotta try. This is a ultra wide angle footage, by the way. Look how smooth this is. Damn. Okay, so if you watched my first Mi Mix Fold video in which I compared this phone against the Huawei Mate X2 and the Galaxy Z Fold 2, you'll know that the Mi Mix Fold's liquid lens, you know, 3x optical zoom lens, it's pretty solid, but doesn't come close to matching a periscope zoom lens. So if you're comparing this phone's zooming capabilities to a Huawei Mate X2 or a Galaxy S21 Ultra, or you know, any recent Android flagship, it's gonna fall short because it's not a periscope zoom lens. But let's just do a comparison against the iPhone 12 Pro really quick. So we'll do 10x zoom with the iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, I just got a work email, so now I just have to open up the phone. I can see the text a little bit easier. Okay, now I'm in Asana where I can type. So right now I'm using Gboard, so it does not have split thumb keyboard, but if I switch to Microsoft SwiftKey, now I have a split keyboard, and it is a lot easier to type like this. Alright, so the reason I come out to kind of out of the way areas like Taiwan is because look at how quiet it is, man. The central part of Hong Kong where I live is just loud as hell at all times. So I'm just gonna sit here and do some reading. Oh yeah, the Mi Mix Fold is quite good for watching videos even out in public because it has 4 speakers, 2 on each side of the phone, or top and bottom depending on how you hold it, and they're tuned by Harman Kardon, so check out max volume.
Got the Sony A7S III camera, 35mm Sony FE.
So see, you can't muffle the sound because there's 4 speakers.
Filter with a, when I do, go ahead and get started. Let's start it off with a shot where the camera's movement is purely
Oh, this market is crazy. Yeah. Okay, I'm back at my co-living space, and now you're watching main camera footage, 4K 30, and this is nighttime video. So the main camera at night produces a very sharp and vibrant photo. You know, like we've come to expect from all Xiaomi's recent flagship phone, but when you switch to the ultra wide angle camera at night now, then photos look, you know, noticeably soft, still passable, but definitely not a premium flagship quality. So we have to evaluate the Mi Mix Fold's camera system. It's not quite as tip-top as 2021 slab flagship, premium flagship. So it's not at the level of a Mi 11 Ultra or S21 Ultra, but it is still a better camera system than what's seen in the Z Fold 2. But then it's not a fair comparison because the Z Fold 2 is like 8 months old. The Z Fold 3 is coming, and the Z Fold 3's camera might be able to beat this. I feel like Samsung's probably going to put a periscope zoom lens into that phone because Huawei did it, and Samsung can't be behind Huawei by that far. Now, considering the fact that this is a foldable phone running Snapdragon 888, I think this camera system is more than acceptable. It's above average. You know, this phone's only $1,500. That's relatively cheap for a foldable phone. So anyway, that about wraps it up for this day in the life of the Xiaomi Mi Mix Fold. This is not a full review still. I still have one coming maybe next week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up or consider subscribing to my channel. And you can follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. I have a lot of behind the scenes footage, a lot of photo samples that I post on Instagram all the time. By the way, I know a lot of my viewers are in India, and I know India right now is going through a tough time with a second spike in COVID. Please take care. Stay inside if you can. Wear a mask if you step out. Wash your hands often. Please be safe, okay? Health first. Thanks for watching.